Hi everyone, welcome to today's video where I want to talk to you on my notes about 3 ways that you can feel more grounded and sane around your business finances. So if you are new here and you don't know about me, my name is Eva Collins and I have been in the online business marketing world for a really long time, about 8 years on and off. 2 years ago, I walked away from everything. I quit. I started talking on the internet about the industry and the issues in the industry, and here we are. Hopefully, I'm talking about ways that we can do things better, how you can be more in the realm of sanity in running a business, and how you can do good, normal ass business. So let's go. The number one thing I would say is to have the knowledge and the understanding about how much money you are making and how much money you are spending. So this is your income, what is coming in, and what your expenses are. I can't tell you how often in business I did not know how much I was actually making. I was like, it's like some months are big, some months are small. And it took a while for me to actually say, wow, maybe I should have a spreadsheet and a real solid understanding of how much I'm actually making and how much I'm spending. And sometimes if I did track those things, I just didn't even pay attention to them. Or I might use a system like Mint software or QuickBooks, but I didn't even look at it. So when we're talking about grounded, that's what I'm talking about. So when we talk about grounded business, I'm going like this, you feeling this? Have a good understanding of what your income and expenses are. So some tips to this, some things that have worked for me or helped for me is using QuickBooks Self-Employed. That's what works for me in the United States, and everything is connected to my bank account and it automatically tracks everything that's coming in and everything that's coming out. I also have like a year spreadsheet where I'm able to look at those things. So good question to ask yourself. Do you have clarity and like a peaceful, grounded understanding of how much is coming in and how much is going out? Okay, so the second one is, do you have a clear understanding of what is gross income versus net? So let's say I made $1,000 in my business. $1,000 came in that month. Let's say I sold a social media package where I'm going to manage someone's social media, and this is all pretend kind of. And I said, hey, it's going to be $1,000 a month. So that's what I billed to the client. And then what would come into me would be minus the transaction fees for the system that sends the money through the internet. That would be minus what else? Sometimes there's even more fees if it's an international client. So there might be more fees deducted, and minus saving however much you need to save for taxes. Maybe, actually, let me get my trusty dusty calculator. So $1,000. Let's say usually it's 3% is the transaction fee for whatever's coming and going through the internet. And for them to send it to you, it's a 3% transaction fee. So I'm going to do minus 3%. That comes to $970. So already that amount has dropped down. We're at $970. Now, let's say in California, people might save 30% for taxes, maybe 15 or 20%. It totally depends on each person and where you are in the world. But let's say 30% for taxes, which is a good amount. So we have $970 minus 30%. So that is $679. That's backwards. $679 would actually come into me and be money for me to actually have and do something with. So you want to have a really clear understanding of gross is that $1,000 that I said to the person, oh, it's going to be this much a month. And then net, I like to think of a fishing net of what it brought up, would be $679 into your bank account. In the world of like, yes, girl, dream, woo, jalulu, we can get pretty loosey-goosey about these things. So I want to invite you to have very clear, grounded understanding of gross versus net when you are mapping out your business finances. Number 3 is to pay yourself a salary. So there's a lot more to this one, and we can dive into more of these another day. I'm going to leave it at these 3, but pay yourself a salary. So this means that with the money that comes into your bank account, you don't just say, woo, I get all of this, I'm going to go on vacation, or great, I'm going to spend an extra $1,000 on clothes or on a course. Instead, you want to have different like pockets and places where you are putting the money and have the money have a plan. So let's say you bring in $1,000 a month in your business for our example's sake. You don't just go ahead with that. Actually, $679, you don't just spend it all and necessarily take it all and have it be the money that you personally go and take. You might want to pay yourself a salary of $400 a month from that, and then put money in savings, business savings, or put money aside for the accountant that you'll need every year to do your bookkeeping. You want to pay yourself a salary and have other money set aside in different places. Not to get into too much information, but one of the things that I do, and I did not do this for a very long time, so I'm not like, oh, I do this. I do it now, but I have a business savings. So let's say I had a month where I brought in $8,000, $10,000. I don't go and spend all of that. That doesn't just go to me. I put it in business savings and I pay myself that monthly salary, because then there might be other months where it's slower, or other months where I didn't have a lot of cash come in. Let's say someone signed up for something for a couple months, or a website client or social media client paid in full for a couple months, 6 months. I'm not just going to go and woohoo on that money. I save it and I pay myself a monthly salary. It could be a couple $1,000s, so that you space it out and you pay yourself a salary, so you don't have these huge highs and lows and wins and falls and big months and slow months. And it's ungrounding, and it is not good on your nervous system, And it's just a ridiculous way to run your business. I know firsthand. It's a ridiculous way to run your business. It doesn't feel good when you have no idea what you're going to make that month and then what you're going to live on because you had big months and you spent it and all of that. Wrapping up here with our 3. And let me know what questions, what thoughts you have. Also, let me know if you have things that have worked for you, resources. Do you like QuickBooks? Is there another system? Do you use the envelope system? Is all of this completely brand new to you and you are a hot mess with your finances? Let me know below. Recapping, number 1 is to have a clear understanding of your income and your expenses. Number 2 is to understand gross versus net, as far as how much money you are billing and then how much actually will come into your bank account, especially after taxes. And number 3 is to think of or possibly pay yourself a salary so that you don't freak out around money and you have a clearer plan and a set salary for yourself that usually feels much better. It's a better way to run your business. All right, friends, let me know what questions you have, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.